Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. Learn HTML, CSS and JavaScript by creating a text editor application. What you learn in this project: basics of HTML, basics of CSS and JavaScript. You will learn in JavaScript about opening a file, displaying the content of file in the browser, editing the file, and then saving or downloading the file. Let us get started. Create three files: index.html and then site.css and then app.js. We bring the style. Link style is site css, and then what we need for this application. I use always section instead of div, not always, mostly. So we have a section for the whole application, and then we have here a header for some buttons to open and save, and very small title. So in the title we just say on each one that says text editor, and then we create here buttons, button open, and then button save or just save. We gave it an ID, open, and we gave it an ID, save. So this is what we have so far. Then we will come back to this probably later to have more buttons or not, I don't know. So we have again a section here. And then we have a text area to display the content. We name it just name content ID content. For now we remove the column in row. Let us see how it looks like. I open it with the live server. So we have text editor, open and save file, and text area to display the content. The text area should be full screen, so we give head for our header, and then determine how much we have for the text area. You will see in practice better. For a junior front-end developer, it is very important that you set the margin to 0 and also padding to 0 in order that it works with a font size 16 pixel for now. We will see how it will look like. Header, display flex, and then direction row, and then align items center. Okay, let us check it out. Voila, item center. All the items inside the header should have a margin. All items inside the header should have margin left of 20 pixel. Now it is better. We gave the header background. There is a difference between background color and background. So background color is not the same as background. Background color is only color. So you cannot give URL for an image or online image or another thing for background color. So you should know this. For background, you can set color, you can set image, and anything that can be set for the background of an element. So you should know this, that you do not use background color with a URL to load an image as a background. So now we just use background for this. And for background you have many options that you can set linear gradient, radial gradient. You cannot use this with background color, it will not display. So linear gradient is more image than color, but with background you can say anything. But now we just give a color tail, okay, and with 100 view weight and height. We set the height to be 100 pixel, and we see how it will look like. Okay, 100 pixel is too much. 80 is still 60. Okay, this 60 is very good. It looks okay. And the header color should be white, and everything the color is now white. We will change the buttons. Also the style of the buttons should have background color of mm, gray, and then outline none, border none. So it looks like that. We gave padding top and bottom for the buttons, 5 pixel padding top and bottom, 10 pixel left and right. It looks like that, and we get a font size. We cursor pointer, the text area, the width. So CSS and HTML is done. We go to the app.js, import the app.js here. So we bring our elements, 3 elements, say open button, const open button, document get element by ID, open, and then we have save button, and then we should have here a global variable, let file name, first set it to an empty string, and then we use a trick here for opening a file, because we have button to open a file. So to select a file, we need an input element, but we do not show an input element to the user. It is not very user friendly, as you see also in real text editors. But we will fire or trigger the input by clicking on the open button. I show you how. We have here input type file. Now it is the body is 100%. You will not also see it. It is somewhere hidden. Actually, there is one thing about the styling, that the user should not resize the text area. Now you can see I can resize it. Let me give it a border width so that you see border 1 pixel, read solid. Now you see I can resize the text area. Now you see the file input. Choose file. I hope it goes to the right place. To disable the resizing of this resize, we say none. Okay, now the user cannot resize in the text area, so it is the default, and there is no option to resize in the text area. We again border none. Good. File name. We here assign a style of hidden dot hidden, just display none, and we gave the file the type input type file a class name of hidden, and an ID of open file. So now we should add some events to the buttons. First, open dot add event listener, click. Type the event type is click, and for this we create a function display or read file. And here we create the function read file. We pass also the event. If it is necessary, we use it. So here is the trick. When click happens on the button, on open button, we fire the input element. So we bring input element, open file, input document dot get element by ID, open file, and we click on the open file dot click, okay, to file it. Now let us test it out. Okay, you see in action when I click on open, the input file fires. It triggers and you can select it, a file, and open. Now we cancel it. Now we add an event to the open file on change. Open file input dot add event listener on change, and then here we open a function. Here you have the file name and the file type, and then you can read the content. You have the event. We console log on change, console dot log event dot target dot value. Okay, I open the console. We open. When we trigger, there is a test text on click open. You see here the value of the input. The value is the file path, but the content is file. So here we say const file, and then event dot target dot files, and then read the file 0, and then let me see console.log. We console.log the file. This time we see a file. Now the file is, its name is text.txt, and last modified is in this state, and you have more and more and more things here. What we need from here is to set the file name. File name equals to file dot name is the file name. As we see here, we have the file and then name, which is in the object. We also console log the file and file name. This one. We use the file name to again download the file or save the file under the same name, but it will be in the download folder instead of that path, because we don't have access to that path. Now we can read it and open a file reader in the browser. So reader will be new file reader, and on file reader we set events. So reader dot add event listener, and then we add loop, again function, this function here event and then in the event you have the result of reading. So content dot value equals to event dot target dot result, and we read in the file that we opened or loaded. Again reader dot read as text, because it is um, a text file. Yeah, we open a text file. We remove the console.log and we test this now. Voila, we open this text and we will see we have all this stuff in our text. Let me show you. This is the test file. This is the content, and this is the content in the browser. Now reading and opening the file is done. It is time to do the save part. So save button dot add event listener, again on click. On click we say save file, a function called save file. Function save file, we pass event if it is necessary. So to save file we need to take the content of the text area and then create a blob or a URL content with that and download it. It is that simple. So the content of file, is content dot value is the content of file. This is what we want to save, and then we create a blob from this const blob new blob, and in the blob you have the the content, which is array, and it is content of file, and then you have some options that you can give. For example, type is our type is text plain, and then we turn this to a URL. const URL URL dot create object URL from the blog, and then create an anchor tag const a element document dot create element a, and then in here we say a element dot href equals to URL a element dot download equals to the file name, and then a element dot click. And now let us open the test file and then remove only the title, the first line, and try to save it. You see, you click it and it comes in there. Now we check if we can see the content of file. So this is this test. Voila, this is the file we downloaded. Or we, as I said, we can add also another option, new file. So we add a button here with a button new file id new file new file is just that we set the name of the file so that we download with that name. So in our JavaScript we just name it new file button, new file, and we add an event listener to this new file, new file button dot on click equals to this function. When we click on that, we set we ask the user to give a name, const user input. Let's name it user input for file prompt, and we give a message to the user, please give a name, sorry, we'll give a name for the new file, and then we set the file name to the user input if it has a value, of course. If user input, we set the value. If it is not, else we alert the user that you have not gave a name for the new file. A new file. Let's see, we have new file and ask please give a name for the new file. We just say new file .txt. Okay, and we add here new file .txt, and we save this. Now we have new file .txt. Let us go and read the content of this new file .txt. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching and have a great time.